we're really digging into something fundamental in English, making negative sentences.
Yeah, how to say no or not, basically.
Exactly. And we're looking at day 18 of a spoken English series as our guide here. The goal is pretty simple. Get really clear on how to say something isn't true or isn't happening.
Right. And the source material, it features 2 instructors walking learners through the absolute basics, helper verbs, that kind of thing.
And we think this is super relevant for you, whether you're actively trying to nail down your English grammar for clearer chats, or maybe you're just curious about how language even works.
It's about demystifying negation.
So let's jump in. Where do we start? What is a negative sentence, fundamentally?
Well, at its heart, it's just a sentence saying something isn't so or isn't occurring. The lesson we looked at really emphasizes those key little words: don't, doesn't, isn't. They do the heavy lifting for negation.
Right, they signal the not. And often it's a simple switch, isn't it? Like the example from the source, I like pizza, becomes I don't like pizza. Just adding that one word flips the whole meaning.
Precisely. That addition, usually of a negative helper verb, is, rule number 1. But then the lesson gets into a key distinction: don't versus doesn't.
Yes. When do you use which? The source mentions don't goes with certain pronouns. Which ones were they again?
Okay, so the instructors pair don't with I, you, we, and they.
I, you, we, they. Got it.
Yeah. And their example was they enjoy dancing positively.
Okay.
Negatively, they don't enjoy dancing.
Makes sense. So if the person doing the action is I, you, we, or they, you, grab, don't, what about doesn't then?
Doesn't is the one for he, she, and it, the third person singular subjects.
He, she, it, right?
And the example they used was she plays tennis, which becomes she doesn't play tennis.
So it really hinges on the subject, doesn't it? Who or what is doing the verb dictates don't or doesn't. That subject-verb agreement thing.
Exactly that. And, it's pretty consistent in English. The lesson then uses some practical examples to sort of hammer this home. Want to run through a couple?
Yeah, let's do it. Makes it clearer for everyone listening. First one from the source. I understand the lesson. How does that become negative?
Okay, subject is I. So following the rule.
Needs don't.
Right. I don't understand the lesson.
Simple enough. Okay, next. She works on weekends.
Right. Subject is she. Third person singular.
So that means doesn't.
Yeah, got it. She doesn't work on weekends.
Okay. And one more from their practice set. We go to the gym.
We. That falls into the first group.
With I, you, we, they.
Yeah, so it's we don't go to the gym.
These really show how it works in action, depending on the subject. Now, the instructors, they also flag some common mistakes people make. What should you watch out for?
Oh, yeah, definitely. One big one they mentioned is getting the main verb form wrong after using don't or doesn't. Well, sometimes learners will still put an S on the verb. Like, the incorrect example was, I don't like pizza.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds off.
It does, because the correct way is, I don't like pizza.
So just the basic verb form.
Exactly. The base form. No S, nothing. After don't or doesn't, it's always just the plain verb, like go, play, eat.
That's a really good tip. Keep the main verb simple. What else trips people up?
Another common one is mixing up which helper verb to use, specifically using don't when it should be doesn't.
So using don't with he, she, or it.
Precisely. Their incorrect example was, she don't go to school.
Right. And we know she needs.
Needs doesn't. So the correct sentence is, she doesn't go to school.
It really keeps coming back to matching the subject and the helper verb, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Get that agreement right, and you avoid these common errors.
Okay, the source material had a couple more practice examples just to reinforce things. Let's quickly look. First, they enjoy traveling.
Subject they.
Don't enjoy traveling. And the last one, he plays the guitar.
Subject he. Third person singular.
Needs doesn't.
Right. He doesn't play the guitar.
Got it. And like the instructors pointed out, doing this kind of practice over and over is key, right? To make it feel natural.
Absolutely. It stops being a rule you have to actively recall and just becomes automatic. You just know he doesn't sounds right and you don't sounds wrong.
Yeah, becomes ingrained. Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive today on negative sentences. We've really focused on how don't and doesn't work to show something isn't true or isn't happening. The big takeaway seems to be that subject-verb agreement.
Definitely. Remembering don't goes with I, you, we, they.
And doesn't pairs with he, she, it.
And we also touched on those common mistakes, getting the main verb form wrong or mixing up don't and doesn't. Using the base verb is crucial.
Right, just the simple form.
And, thinking bigger picture, mastering these seemingly basic negative structures is so fundamental for clear communication in English. Expressing not is something we do constantly.
That's a great point. It leads to a thought for you listening. We've seen how these pretty straightforward rules are the foundation for saying no. But what other basic grammar building blocks, things we might take for granted, actually have hidden complexities that affect how clear and confident we sound?
Interesting question.
Maybe looking into, say, other helpers like isn't or aren't, or even digging into how we form negative questions. That could be another really fascinating look at how language is built. Something to mull over, definitely.